Hey Lions fans, I'm Vincent Menino. I'm going to host the Lion Digital Network Coaches Show this year. As school starts, we wanted to release a Coaches Show with all of our coaches here at Freed-Hardeman, recapping last year and looking ahead to this year. We hope you enjoy. All right, welcome back to the Coaches Show. We're here with Coach Stutz, our men's basketball coach. And Coach, I wanted to start off, give you an opportunity. I don't think you've had a public forum since we hosted the first round of the national championship, national tournament, and just wanted to let you talk about that.
Yeah, incredible environment last year. Ran into a lot of folks between that time and the beginning of this year that have just talked about the fun and the atmosphere that the students created. Really, I guess first, just a big thank you to Coach Estes, our athletic director, taking on the responsibility of hosting a national tournament. It's a lot of work. It's not just, it looks like 2 basketball games, but there's a lot of prep with teams traveling across the nation and
practice times for them.
Practice times and housing and different things. So, yeah, I mean, just absolutely incredible experience for our team, for our university. So many people did so much work creating that. As far as Coach Estes, Bramlett Group, we had quite a few local sponsors step up and really do a great job helping us promote things. But back-to-back nights, it's always better when you win a couple games. But back-to-back nights with 2 wins in the national tournament, with close to standing room only crowd, that's what you dream of if you're a player, if you're a coach. And so we're hoping some of that experience last year with some of our student body is going to create some excitement about this coming season. We're doing some things behind the scenes trying to get those students back, and it may not be to that level every single night, but I think it can be an event that can be really fun here night in, night out. So
yeah, if we've got 15, 16 home basketball games, it'd be hard to replicate that for every single one.
Right.
But if we could get 40% of that, it would still be really awesome.
Sure.
We'll talk about, we just saw in the NBA Finals 2 teams who are really in touch with their rotation, how they substituted their offensive and defensive identity. Talk about how important that is to basketball in general, and how you've seen your teams change over the last few years.
Yeah, that's a good question. Honestly, me coming in as a new first-year head coach at a college level, there's obviously a lot of learning that you're going to do. And so last year, finished my 4th year going into my 5th. I think there's just a lot of things that you learn about developing the culture and the identity that you want just within your program. And then on top of that, finding the offensive and defensive philosophy or schemes that you want to try to build every year or have every year as far as the skill set of those players. First, probably just the culture and identity of the team. Character is a word that's thrown around and used a lot, but really identifying the type of people that we want representing our university that fit in here well and that fit well together. We've got a group of guys that are from a lot of different areas, a lot of different backgrounds, but at the same time, who they are just as people fit. I think a lot of that comes together in how I go about recruiting and, being very transparent and honest about who we are and what we expect. And, that winds up attracting people that want to be a part of what it is that we've built. And so we actually had our team here this summer for a week, and we had camp going on. And so seeing some of those new faces and how quickly they gel and work together with the returning players is always fun. As a coach, you're always a little anxious about how are these personalities going to work together. But, culture-wise, I would say it's probably our greatest strength is just our togetherness. But then you talked about or asked about the offensive and defensive identity. Again, that's always a work in progress where you're tweaking things. But I think we've kind of figured out the measurables and the skill set that we're looking for out of each position, and how we want to defend and how we want to play offensively. And so once you can really set a clear defined, this is what we're looking for, then as you start recruiting, it's a lot easier to find those pieces that fit into your program as a whole. So it's been a lot of fun. I think the group that we have coming in, I know we're going to talk about that, but the group we have coming in really complements what we're looking for, and I'm excited about seeing all these pieces go together.
Well, yeah, keep elaborating on the guys coming in. You know, I don't talk about what we lost a little bit first. I think we got a really strong core coming back, but just talk about what we lost and then how some of those pieces are going to fill in.
Yeah, lost quite a few guys. Maybe not so much rotational players, guys that played major minutes throughout the year, but we did have, you know, quite a few guys that had been here for multiple years that helped build that culture that I talked about. And so, you know, sometimes maybe replacing a guy on the floor, you know, to those viewing the game is easy to see. But some of these guys that were behind the scenes that really, you know, in practice, in the weight room, in the locker room, really they were very valuable to our program.
We're leaders.
The leaders of the team behind the scenes. You know, we lost some guys there. So I think we've got some young guys that have been here for a few years that will step into those roles well. As far as on the floor, again, you know, we lost some guys that played, but probably the biggest players that we lost, Brandon Thomas, who was our leading scorer last year, and then Dawson Bailey, who's a guy that's, you know, been here 4 years and a great culture guy, plays extremely hard. But I feel like, you know, we brought in 2 guys that have some experience, Chase Fiddler, who's a guard, Division II transfer, and then Devin Tomlinson, who's a junior college transfer. Both will kind of fill those voids that those guys leave. Both of them, you know, with good experience. They played with us the week that we were here, and, you know, I think they're going to complement what we do on both sides of the ball really well.
That's awesome to hear. What about guys that maybe had smaller roles last year already on the team, or maybe somebody was redshirting or something like that, that might step up?
Phil Horton is a guy I would say probably is the first one that comes to mind. He's a guy that's been here the last 2 years. He redshirted his first year. Last year was a freshman who kind of in and out at times, has got a really high ceiling, really has dedicated a lot of time to his game, his body. Has gotten really strong in the weight room, is learning, still developing just basketball IQ and decision making, but he's got all the skill set to be really good for us, and, you know, we're expecting him to step up.
He made some really big shots last year.
He did. Yeah. He did. I mean, he played in 2 national tournament games here, and so I mean, he's got some experience already coming in. And then Sam Powell, he was a redshirt last year from Louisville, Kentucky. You know, we expect big things from him in the future of the program. He played well this summer, and you know, those are 2 guys probably that come to mind first. Do have a freshman or 2 that are coming in, and we'll see how those guys fall in the rotation or if they can crack the rotation this first year. But you know, other than Devin and Chase, probably Phil and Sam are the 2 biggest guys that come to mind right now.
Okay, well, that's awesome. We're really excited for this season. Thank you for taking some time with us today. We've been playing a game here with everybody to close it out.
All right.
We're going to put 1 minute on the clock.
Oh my!
And you're going to have to try to name as many NAIA schools as you can without naming anybody currently in the Mid-South Conference.
Wow. I'm not going to be very good at this, probably.
That's okay. It'll be fun.
All right,
It'll be
1
fun
minute on the clock.
So.
That's a long minute, too.
All right, you ready? Go.
All right. Columbia College, Harris Stowe, Hannibal LaGrange, William Woods, Faulkner, UT Southern now, Loyola, Florida College, Life, Fisk, Oakwood, Union, Kentucky, Stillman, Blue Mountain, Oklahoma City. Where am I at?
15.
Man.
10.
Dalton State. Shawnee State. Florida Memorial. Warner. Need to get down there to those Florida schools.
That was really good. I had unofficially 19.
I'll take 19. That's
so
not
we'll,
bad.
We'll see how that stacks
Who
up.
was the lead?
We'll announce the final standings when we release all the videos. So Thank you for tuning into this Coaches Show. Hey Lions fans, if you like this video, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, toggle that notifications bell to all so you don't miss any new videos. Remember, you can always see all of our updates and news at gofhulions.com. And also remember to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook.